Okay, so your rabbit just had babies, but she's not going into the nest box to feed the young. How do you make sure that the young are being fed, and what do you do about it? We're going to put your mind at ease in today's video, so stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to another Slightly Redneck video. Again, my name is Chris. Today we're going to discuss what to do whenever you have a first-time mom rabbit that has her babies and she just doesn't know what's going on with them. How do you make sure she's taking care of them? I've got a rabbit over here that's had babies. They're about almost a week old now. She was a first-time mom, so we're going to take a look at her cage here real quick, and I'm going to show you some things that you can check on to make sure she's taking care of them, why you really probably don't have to worry about her not taking care of them. All right, let's open this cage up here. This is my silver fox doe. She just had babies last week, and she had the first one on the wire. The rest of them she had in the nest box, so that's good. First one, of course, I lost it because it was on the wire and it chilled. But I have never once seen her go into this nest box. But let me get this nest box out of here a little bit. We'll take a look at these babies. Okay, so what I see is a big pile of fur right here, and she's actually pulled a little bit more fur in the last couple days. It got kind of cool, so she just covered them up. I mean, it's got pretty chilly out. She covered them up with a nice fur blanket, so she's doing a good job there. That's the first sign that she's taking care of them, is that she's pulled a bunch of fur, and it's over the top of them. I can also see movement already. I haven't really messed with these guys much because they're only about a week old at the most, but let's open this up and take a look at what we got in here. And we've got a bunch of little squirming baby rabbits. And that's a good sign. First thing you can do is just pick one up, take a look at him. Let me set this nest box down. And you can see this poor guy here doesn't even have his eyes open yet, but look at that fat belly. Nice fat belly, squirming around, real lifelike. That means he's being fed. Let's take a look at this guy. See? Nice big fat belly on him. Get him up a little bit closer. Nice big fat belly. And these guys are nice and warm down in there, all snuggled in. They're all moving around and active. That's really the only thing you need to see to make sure. Oh, look at them. They're going after my fingers. I think it's mama coming in to feed them. But that's really all you need to do to make sure that your mama rabbit's taking care of the babies, is just to see that they're fat, that they're moving around, that they're still alive, and that they're nice and warm. And they're real active, so that's a good sign. That's really all you need to do to make sure that your rabbits are being taken care of. Okay, this mama had her babies about a week before those, so they're about 2 weeks old now. They should be just getting close to opening their eyes. I haven't checked on them in several days either. I've just kind of left them alone because it's been pretty cold out. Let's open this up and take a look at them. And all I do when I walk by the cage to check on them, if you just look in the nest box, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, but you can kind of see the straw starting to move right there a little bit. So I know that they're still alive, they're still moving around. That gives me enough confidence to know that they're okay. And if I open up this fur just a little bit, oh boy, look at that. These guys are getting big already. Got their eyes open. Let's grab one of them out of here. Look at this guy. Little white bunny rabbit. Nice and happy and fat. Got his eyes open already. These guys will be out of the nest box here in just a couple of days. But there's very little, and again, I've never seen her in this nest box with these guys, but there are, goodness, I haven't even counted them yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 happy, healthy babies. They're all moving around. They're all pretty active. Cover them back up, keep them warm, and we'll put them back in there. Okay, so hopefully you can see by that, it's actually pretty easy. You're never, probably ever, going to see the mother rabbit get in the nest box with the babies. It just doesn't happen very often. In the wild especially, and even in captivity, mothers only come to the nest and only feed their babies about once, maybe twice a day, and it's usually done in the middle of the night. If you see it, you're just lucky to see it. You just happen to walk up on it while it's happening. You'll very seldom, if ever, see that female go into the nest. And that's a survival instinct on their part. They don't want to draw attention to the nest. They want to stay away from the nest to keep predators and things away from their babies. So they only do it at times when nobody's watching, when nobody's around, and they feel it's safe. They can go in there, they can feed their babies real quick, and then they get out and they leave them alone. They don't just hang around the nest like you would expect them to. So just because you never see that rabbit go to the nest, just because she just seems to have no interest in her young, doesn't mean she's not taking care of them. A few things that you can check on, like we showed here. Did she pull fur, and did she put fur over the top of them? If she did, she's a good mother and she's probably taking care of them. Are the babies still moving? If they're still alive, she's probably taking care of them. Because when newborn babies, if they're not fed within about 24 to 48 hours at the most, they're not going to survive. So if you go to check on those babies about 24 hours or even 12 hours after they've been, after she's had them, they've got fur over the top of them, you pull it back, they're active and they've got fat bellies, they're not real skinny, she's taking care of them, you've got nothing to worry about. So hopefully that puts your mind at ease a little bit on that. One other thing I'll say about this is a lot of times when you have a brand new mother, that she doesn't do a good job, or she doesn't know what to do, and she won't pull a lot of fur initially or anything like that. Usually they come in line and it's not a big problem. You may actually have to pull some fur. Their dewlap fur, when they have their babies, it becomes real loose and easy to pull, and you can just grab it and pull it right out. You can pull a little bit of fur out of it. Another thing you can do is if you have a baby, have a rabbit, especially a first-time mom that had babies, but she had them on the cage floor. Maybe she pulled some fur, but she didn't really build a good nest. A lot of times that happens with first-time moms. Save up that fur if you lose that litter. Put it in a Ziploc bag or something like that and store it away. Because then if she has another litter later on and she doesn't pull much fur, you can pull that fur out of that Ziploc bag, lay it out over the babies, keep them warm. That's really the biggest concern with baby rabbits, is keeping them warm. If you can keep them warm, she's probably going to take care of them just fine and you have nothing to worry about. Now, I will say there are times when you have a mother rabbit that just doesn't take care of her babies. She has the babies and then she just kind of abandons them. If that happens, what I would usually do is give her another try. If you have another rabbit that's already had babies, you might be able to foster them. You could just simply move them into the nest box with the other one. That other mother might take care of them. But again, it's really difficult for a rabbit to take care of more of about 10 rabbits. I find if they have about 10, they just can't take care of all of them. So 10's about the maximum number. I've got 7 in this nest box right here, so I could possibly maybe 3 or 4 of those rabbits, if I needed to, move them over to the nest box and foster them. But that's kind of hit or miss. You might or you might not get away with it. The biggest thing is that really just kind of points to bad genetics in the mother. So if you have a rabbit that she has her babies and she just doesn't take care of them and lets them die, give her another shot, because first-time mothers, they just don't always know what to do. Usually they come in line pretty quick, but not always. Give her another shot. If she does it again, I would look at that point of removing her from my breeding program and not breeding her. I don't want to pass those genetics on. And really, rabbits are easy enough to come by that if you have one that's not a good mother, to me, it's just not worth trying to rehabilitate that. Get rid of it, get another rabbit. Life is so much easier that way. That's my personal opinion. I had a rabbit one time that just never had her babies in the nest box. She always had them on the cage floor, and if I caught them quick enough, no problem. I'd pick them up, put them in the nest box. She would take care of them just fine. But she always had them on the cage floor, never in the nest box. And I ended up getting rid of her, replacing her with another rabbit. That rabbit had her babies in the nest box every time, and now there's very little that I have to do whenever rabbits have babies. I come out here whenever they're due on their due date. I keep a pretty close eye on them and make sure that they've had their babies in the nest box, and that's it. And then I can pretty much just walk away, don't have to deal with them at all any more than I want to. They take care of them, and life is so much easier that way. So anyway, hopefully this puts your mind at ease a little bit. If you're concerned that your mother rabbit is not feeding her young, it's probably nothing to worry about. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. So leave me a comment below. Do you have a different experience? Do you ever have problems with mother rabbits that aren't feeding their young? And do you have some kind of trick to take care of that if that does happen? Thank you guys for watching. Hope you got something out of this video, and as always, God bless.